In just a few hours, Donald Trump's hush money trial will resume here in New York City. However, before testimony begins, the judge will hold another hearing about the former president's most recent gag order violations. Trump had the day off from court yesterday, and he spent most of the time campaigning in Wisconsin and Michigan, where he slammed the judge for fining him $9,000 for violating the order.
The judge, by the way, is the most conflicted person in the history. I don't think there's ever been a more conflicted judge. Crooked and conflicted. And I'm unconstitutionally gagged.
All right, the gag order bars Trump from speaking publicly about the witnesses, court staff, and their families. Joining me now in Studio 57 with more on this is CBS News investigative reporter Graham Cate. So he can say whatever he wants about the judge, and he does that quite frequently, Graham. But let's start off with this gag order. The judge has already fined him $9,000 for violating the gag order. What else did he say about this? What else can he do to him? Like, are we looking at more fines? Because it doesn't seem to be making much of a difference.
Yeah, so there's two things to think about with regards to today's hearing. These were an additional 4 allegations of violating the gag order that were brought up before Trump was held in contempt on Tuesday. So it's not as if the prosecutors have said he has since violated the gag order after being held in contempt. So that's important because when he was held in contempt, the judge said, you know, if you do this again, you do risk incarceration. That's what happens to a criminal defendant when they continuously violate a gag order after they've been held in contempt. These are being considered for the fact that they were made before the contempt finding.
Okay.
So don't expect incarceration to be on the table today.
Okay, that's good to know. So let's head back to the actual trial, right? The jury heard testimony from bank executive Gary Farrow and lawyer Keith Davidson. Can you recap what the court heard?
Sure. There are two important things. From the banker, we got to see the documents, the emails, and the bank records that showed a $130,000 payment from Michael Cohen, who was Trump's former lawyer and now a key witness against him, to Keith Davidson, who was Stormy Daniels' former lawyer. And these were, prosecutors say, to suppress a story that Stormy Daniels had about a sexual encounter with Trump days before the 2016 election. And then from Keith Davidson, that lawyer, we heard more about the negotiations surrounding that. And there was something that's really important here. They were, with both of these people, they were asked a lot of questions about their interactions with Cohen. And they both kind of sounded the same theme, which was that he was unpleasant to talk to. One of them used the word jerk. They showed text messages with someone else saying the same thing, actually 2 other people. And there's some idea Cohen's going to be a main witness against Trump. And here we are, the prosecutors are letting the jury know you should have some expectation about what to expect when you meet him.
Right.
So that they're not surprised if that's their interpretation when they see him.
That is so interesting. Yeah, he may not be likable. Yeah, he may be an admitted liar, but that doesn't mean he's not a valuable witness in this case.
Yeah, don't let that obscure the documents we're going to show you. That's what the prosecutors want them to know.
Oh, that's so fascinating. Graham, thank you so much.
Thank you.